What up, y'all? On today's video, I got a bunch of new music news coming for you. Episode 3 of The Drop. Are y'all ready? It's lit.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. Relax just a little bit. You don't gotta worry.
Yeah, what up, y'all? It's your boy Bright here, and I'm back again with another video. But if this is your first time on my channel, please go ahead and hit that like button, share this video, and if you watch the whole video and you enjoy it, you might as well subscribe to my channel, okay? On this channel, I talk all things music and entertainment, while I always keep things positive and always find the bright side of everything. Alright, y'all, so like I said, this is going to be episode 3 of The Drop. The Drop is a new series I'm doing, guys, where I'm just going to talk about a bunch of different music news and just highlight a bunch of different albums and maybe some songs that are coming out instead of talking about just one thing in one video. So, if, you know, for times when I feel like there's a bunch of different music news coming out, a bunch of different albums coming out that I kind of want to talk about all at the same time, instead of making a bunch of different videos, this is the one video where I kind of just talk about everything really quickly, okay? I hope you enjoy the topics. Are y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, guys, so first up on the list today is Mrs. Cardi B. Yo, Cardi B is in the news right now, y'all. Apparently, Cardi B is pregnant. I don't know. I don't think this is a verified report. I don't think there's there's been any actual evidence of this being true, but it's the rumor right now on all blog sites, throughout social media. Everybody's talking about it and pretty much saying it's true. So guys, we have no way of knowing if this is true, but if Cardi B is pregnant, that would be crazy. Crazy timing, and it's crazy also because of how much her and Offset were denying these claims for mad long. For months on end, they kept denying claims that they were pregnant, and Cardi didn't look pregnant, but there was rumors out there. So if this is actually finally true now, like I said, this is crazy timing. Her album is supposed to be coming out in April. She announced it at the iHeartRadio Music Awards. She said, yeah, my album coming out in April, y'all, get ready for it. So, and apparently she's also going to be hosting SNL for the April 7th weekend. So if her album drops April 6th and then she performs on SNL the next day, that'll be very interesting if Cardi B is pregnant. If she's not pregnant, then okay, she's just doing her normal promo run and she's low-key trolling the media, which is something I think her and her team could be doing, but I don't know. But if she's actually pregnant and really not trolling the media, this was crazy time because Cardi B will be releasing her debut album while she was pregnant and kind of doing some promo. She's probably going to take a break when they said that the baby is due in July. So she'll probably take a break to give birth to the baby if this baby is real. And then the only major thing for her after this album drops is the Bruno Mars tour that she's on, which I think starts I think it starts sometime in the summer, like August or September, I think. So, right after she gives birth, she's right off to the Bruno Mars tour. So it's like, if she is pregnant, man, this is probably one of the most interesting things I think that's happened in hip-hop in a while. Like a big star having, besides some all these young dudes that, like the Bobby Shmurdas and the Meeks that go in for time, this is this is a big deal because it's one of the biggest hip-hop artists out right now. It's she has a pregnancy that she got to deal with now, and it's this stops her whole campaign, but she's also going to put out her album. So this is just mad weird, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about Cardi B being pregnant down in the comment section. This is funny because in my last drop video, for my episode 2 of The Drop, go check out that video. The first thing I talked about was Cardi B breaking records, and now it's 2 months later I'm talking about her being pregnant, and I would have never thought this would have been a thing, but we're here now. So let me know what y'all think about Cardi B being pregnant down in the comment section. Okay, y'all, so the next thing I want to talk about in this video, Drake just put out a new remix to Nerd and Rihanna's Lemon song. When I saw this notification on my phone, I went crazy. I was like, oh shit, Drake could be crazy on this record. I really see why they chose him, or I really see why he did this record, because I could just see him murking it. So I was hyped for this song. I was like, oh shit. So I heard the song one time at my boy's crib, and I wasn't feeling this song, guys. I felt like Drake's feature was just mad forgettable. I didn't, the change in flows throughout his verse, I didn't like it compared to when he's usually good at doing that. And I just felt like the verse was like, it didn't move me at all. Like I was just like, all right. The beginning was cool. The beginning part was like cool, but then the end, he just kind of lost me at the end. I wasn't really feeling the Drake verse. But I'm happy that he's on the record because he's gonna hopefully make it bigger than what it was. It peaked at number 40 on the Hot 100, so it was a hit, but it wasn't like a big hit. And I feel like Lemon should have really been like a dope, like big hit right now. I highlighted it in my volume 2 of the Brightside Mix. Go check out that video. I'll probably put a card right there. Go check it out. Yeah, so I love that song like since it came out, and I've been messing with it since. And I feel like it should have been way bigger. I appreciate that Drake jumped on it because he's gonna give the track more relevancy and probably some more clout, but he didn't bring anything, you know, to me, he didn't bring anything to the track that made it better. And I was just mad bored listening to his verse. But let me know what y'all think about the Drake remix to the Lemon song down in the comments. Y'all think he was good on it? Y'all think he made the song better? Y'all think he was necessary? Y'all think he shouldn't have even been on it in the first place? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Alright y'all, so talking more about Drake and Rihanna actually in other pieces of new music news. First I want to talk about Drake. Apparently Drake has been seen, I think he put on like one of his social medias, like I think on his Snapchat story or something like that. He has been shown to be chilling in Wyoming right now, which is obviously very, you know, interesting because the rumors have been swirling. I think there's been like photos and video of Kanye West working in Wyoming right now on his next project. You know, he did the same thing for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He was on some, I'm gonna go to Hawaii and not talk to nobody and just, you know, chill with, you know, me and my team and all these artists who I'm gonna like build this masterpiece with. So I think he's on that same, you know, swag right now for this next project he's working on. So I'm very excited to see, you know, what's gonna come of Kanye's music in 2018, or, you know, if it's not this year, in the future or whatever. I'm looking forward to seeing if Drake has a part in that. I would love to see Drake on the new Kanye West album, or vice versa, you know, whatever. I think they're always a good pair, so I'm definitely excited for that. And I'm just excited to see, you know, who else is, you know, gonna be a part of this like new project that I think Kanye's working on. I'm excited. Wyoming is a random ass place, so I feel like Kanye West is on some like, I'm gonna just go out in the woods and just like find inspiration for this next project and create some dope shit. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was an amazing record, so I'm looking forward to hopefully that same type of heat for this next project. But I still like The Life of Pablo. I thought that was a great project. And the next thing I wanted to talk about, like I said, was really to Rihanna. So apparently, guys, Rihanna has now caused Snapchat to lose, I think it was 800 million from, you know, the backlash that Snapchat got from the ad or the game thing. It was some type of game interface or some type of ad where they were promoting the decision of would you rather being would you rather like I think it was like slap Chris Brown or like beat up Rihanna. It was something like that. You know, that Snapchat ad was just completely messed up. It didn't make sense. I didn't really understand the point of it, and they got the craziest backlash ever. Snapchat has now you know, apparently lost 800 million from all the backlash because Rihanna called them the fuck out on her I think she called them out on one of her social medias, and she was just like, Snapchat, the fact that you took the time to make this joke, it wasn't even a disservice to me, because like she's like, I'm cool, but to all the victims and to all the people who are still going through domestic abuse today, you let them down. And I completely agree with Rihanna. To me, that ad was very tasteless and very senseless. It didn't make sense. It wasn't funny. And like Rihanna kind of said, it's just going to only help to perpetuate the stigma that domestic violence is like normal and okay and like funny. And it's sad that Snapchat is going through this like media snafu that it seems like every other big brand is going through these days, whether it's like Pepsi or Dove, now Snapchat. It's like every like big media corporation is like, it's just making these like terrible decisions. H&M, you know, making these terrible decisions with like advertisements, and it just doesn't make sense, bro. Like, let's stop pulling jokes from like things that are actually offensive in this world we're living in, and let's actually make jokes about things that are actually jokes. You know, so Snapchat, booed y'all. They did apologize, but I'm not here for the apology. I don't understand what was the need of that. But, you know, shout out to Rihanna for making them lose mad money. At the end of the day, Snapchat is my least favorite social media app ever. All my friends know that. I don't like Snapchat. I've just never been into it. I have no problem with people who use it. All my friends use it. It's cool. But it's always been my least favorite social media app. So I have no problem. Alright, y'all, so the next thing I want to talk about some albums that came out. The first album that I want to talk about is the new PRhyme 2 album. Guys, this record is amazing. PRhyme, for you those of you who y'all don't know, is the duo of DJ Premier and Royce the 5'9", one of the best producers with one of the best MCs in the game. They always come up with dope fire. I love the first PRhyme album that came out back in 2014, but this new PRhyme 2 album just came out on March 16, 2018. I love this record. To me, it's one of the best hip-hop records that's come out all year. Amazing project. I think pretty much the whole thing was produced by DJ Premier, and you got Royce the 5'9" spitting throughout the whole album. It's an amazing record. It's so New York. It's so hip-hop. It's so classic, but it still feels current at the same time. I love this record. I really think it might end up being one of the best records of the year. Let's see what happens. It's still March, it's still early, but this PRhyme 2 album, I didn't want to do a whole review on it because there's a lot of different music coming out right now, but I definitely wanted to highlight it in this video because this album is amazing. I think it's hopefully gonna be recognized as one of the best albums of the year if it holds up, and I think it will. Definitely a great showcase from DJ Premier and Royce the 5'9". I love this record. Go check it out if you haven't already. Alrighty, y'all, the next project I want to talk about is Wale's new, I want to say like R&B EP. It's Complicated. This EP was fire, y'all. I really love this EP from Wale. It's Complicated. I wasn't expecting it. It was a surprise drop. And I think it's showing now that, or I think he was even talking about it in the EP too, that Wale is no longer under Atlantic. So he's independent now. And I think his label is called, I forgot the name of his label, but I think he's independent now. So he's still working with MMG, but he's doing his own thing now. And I think this is the first release off of his new venture, as independently. And I think it's a great project. I love the title track. I think the title track is probably my second favorite track off the EP. It's 4 tracks. My favorite track is Black Bonnie, the song featuring Jacquees. I love that record. And I like Effortless and Let It Go too. This is like Wale at his most R&B, his most like romantic, maybe not his most romantic, but it's a very romantic short EP, very like R&B-ish. He definitely wanted to go into that zone for this EP, and I think it really fits him. I think the R&B sound really fits Wale. And I think that's like sometimes when he's in his best zone is when he just does those like reflective, like meaningful, like R&B-ish records, or at least when he collabs with like really nice R&B artists. I feel like that's when he really shines. So yeah, this was definitely a great project from Wale. I'm looking forward to seeing if we're gonna get an album maybe sometime. I don't want to say this. I don't want it this year because he just came out with his last album last year and it wasn't that great. So I want him to take time to come out with his next project, maybe 2019. But for now, this is a great little holdover project. I love this record. Go check it out if you haven't already. Okay, y'all, the next album that I want to talk about is the new debut album by August Greene, appropriately called August Greene. So this is August Greene's first album as a group. August Greene, like I talked about before in my drop episode 2, I talked about their song Optimistic with Brandy. That was the lead single off of their new album, their new self-titled album. I love this record, guys. August Greene is the group that compromises of Common, Robert Glasper, and Kareem Riggins, who is like one of Common's like main producers. And y'all, if you guys don't know who Robert Glasper is, that's sad and you're doing yourself a disservice. Go check him out. His catalog will change your life. So, and Common, we already know Common to me is one of the best MCs that's ever touched the game. He don't get his props like that. I think Common is one of the best spitters. He tends to be very one-dimensional and tends to be kind of in his own lane, in his own pocket. But I think technical wise and just rap wise, like Common I think is one of the best best rappers that ever did it. And these three guys coming together was a great fusion. I expected nothing but greatness on this album, and it really was an amazing album. It was short. It was like 11 tracks, and it was about, I think, 50 minutes. So it was a good, like, nice, succinct listen. It featured Brandy on Optimistic, like I said before. I highlighted that song in my Bright Side Mix Volume 4. Go check out that video. I'll probably put the card up here. And they have another artist who was featured on this project, Samora Pinder Hughes. I think he was a dude that was singing with them on their NPR Tiny Desk concert performance. That was an amazing performance, so go check it out if you haven't already. Those Tiny Desk performances are always so dope. So he kills it on the 2 tracks he was featured on. I think he did some vocals for some of the other tracks too. I think Brandy did some vocals for like another track. I think the track before Optimistic, The Time. And they, so this was like, I want to say this was like literally an album that takes from hip hop R&B and jazz, like equally, and it's a very beautiful mix. There's not a lot of albums that I think achieve that balance, and this August Greene album is an amazing record that does that. You get you get the hip hop from Common and from the drums. You get the R&B from like the features and like a lot of the background harmonies and vocals that are being that are laid in the background to really smooth out these records. And then you get the jazz from like Robert Glasper and like his piano skills and all the jazzy instrumentation. Like it's just a dope balance of everything. And this record right here, y'all, definitely it wasn't a wide release. It was only released on Amazon Prime, but I was able to hear it. And it's sad because this album is not on Spotify, it's not on iTunes, it's not on Apple Music, it's on Tidal, it's nowhere besides Amazon Music, which is sad because it's such a great record. But if y'all can go find it and go listen to it, I definitely want to encourage y'all to go check it out. This album is an amazing record, and I can't wait to see August Greene bloom and do bigger things as a group, and hopefully just get more known and keep working, because I think they're a great combination, and this album is definitely one of the best of the year so far. So go check it out if you haven't already. Alright, y'all, the last album that I want to talk about in this video is Logic's new mixtape / album. It really is technically a mixtape, but it's more like an album because he's selling it and it really feels like an album. Bobby Tarantino II. This is the follow-up to Bobby Tarantino, which came out back in summer of 2016. This Bobby Tarantino project, everybody and their mama reviewed it on YouTube, but I wanted to do something different, so I reviewed Aaron Ray's album instead. Go check out that video if you haven't already. His new album Platinum Fire came out in the same week, and it's an amazing R&B record, so I'll probably put the card up here. Go check out that video. But this Bobby Tarantino II album is an amazing it's an amazing project, y'all. Logic is not playing with y'all motherfuckers. Logic is showing y'all on this album that he can still hit you with the message as he always does, but he can do it over like rattling beats that you'll hear in the club. He gonna do it over a beat that you just gonna knock to, and he hasn't always done it before. Logic, especially with like big his albums, he takes more of an artistic and more cinematic approach to his records, but with the with his mixtape, he uses his flex muscle more, and I think more so than Bobby Tarantino, this new Bobby Tarantino 2 mixtape is more, I think, of kind of like showing us the beautiful like intersection of like woke logic and like preachy logic with like club and ratchet logic. Like usually on his mixtapes he's like kind of just ratchet club logic, and then on his albums he's like cinematic, woke logic. But with this Bobby Tarantino 2 album, I think he kind of gave us the best of both worlds, and he gave us both sides of himself with like dope records. Some of my favorite records off this mixtape, there's so many good records on this album. I love Contra, Boom Trap Protocol was dope, Yuck was crazy. He was low-key throwing shade at Jordan Lucas. That was funny as hell to listen to. So go check out that record. I love Indica Badu, and the Wiz verse was crazy. So go check out Indica Badu. Love that song. I don't know. Warming Up was cool. Yeah, 44 more. There was so many great records on this album. Definitely one of Logic's best projects. He's killing y'all motherfuckers. This shit was crazy. And it's probably gonna debut at #1 on the albums chart. So shout out to Logic for the second #1 album. This record is crazy. You deserve it, bro. But I also want to talk about all Logic's new drama at the same time. And I'm starting to feel like all his new drama is just being used as pawns to promote this new record of his. So apparently, Logic has been talking about the fact that he signed a $30 million deal with Def Jam. And when I heard that, I was like, damn, Def Jam really cut $30 million for Logic? Like, for what? Not because he ain't worth it, but it's because I feel like his money ain't. I would feel like if I was at Def Jam, like I would think that deal was too big for someone like Logic. Like, no shade to him. I just, I would think that high, compared to some of the other dudes out here right now. But I didn't have no hate on the amount. I was like, that's dope. Shout out to you, Logic. And he was talking about it on the album, and he's talking about it on the Zane Lowe interview that he had. But apparently there's like a report coming out now that Def Jam is claiming that they did not pay Logic $30 million for his new contract. They're saying like that it was like way less or something like that. They didn't give a number, but they pretty much said like we did not give him $30 million. It was way less than that, and we're not disclosing how much we gave to our client or something like that. And I was just like, damn, this is messy as hell. Like, Logic, did you get $30 million from Def Jam or not? If you did, alright, cool, then Def Jam was good. But if you did not get $30 million from Def Jam, Logic, why are you trolling the world? If you did not get $30 million, no one cares how much you got. Why would you lie about how much you're getting from your record label? Like, what's the purpose of it? Just to promote your album? And then on top of that, another report came out that Logic is now breaking up with his wife. And I'm like, wait, what the hell? Because on the same Zane-Lo interview that I talked about before, he was talking about how he's like happy with his wife and he's just happy in his life and life couldn't be better. He's just happy and him and his wife are cool. And all of a sudden, reports are coming out that he's divorcing his wife. What the hell? Like, I feel like Logic and his team are like really trolling us real hard. And I don't know if all these reports are true, if he's lying about the money, and if him and his wife are really getting a divorce, then that's crazy. And Logic looks crazy out here. But if those reports are not true, then Logic, you're trolling us, bro, and I'm not here for it. I just want the music. I'm not here for the bullshit in the music industry. I'm not here for the bullshit stories. I just want the music. Artists, just give us the music. Logic, stop playing. Alrighty, y'all, before I get out of here, the one last topic I wanted to touch on, I already made a whole video about this, guys. I'm gonna put the card up right here. Go check it out. That video is called Colorism and White Privilege in the Music Industry. It was a video where I pretty much I debated this topic in depth. So if you've not checked out that video, go check it out. But on that video, guys, I just talked about my feelings about those issues in the music industry, and I wanted to talk about Bruno Mars being the hot topic around this issue of cultural appropriation in the music industry. And I just want to kind of put my 2 cents on it. I know everyone's talked about this, but I just want to put my 2 cents on it. I talked in depth a lot about Bruno Mars, not only in that video, but also in my Grammy video where I reviewed the Grammys, and I talked about how I was kind of upset that he won a lot of the general categories, not because he didn't deserve it, not because he's not a great artist, but because I feel like he was easily able to win it because he's the most he was typically one of the most least one of the most like well-liked and across the board pleasing artists in the general categories this year at the Grammys, and a lot of that has to do with the type of music he makes and his skin color. He don't look black. You know, Kendrick and Jay-Z didn't win anything in the general categories, and he's not white, so you know, but he is in the middle, so he can, you know, so Bruno Mars was one of the most complicated artists, I think, to kind of touch on in this debate of cultural appropriation in the music industry and in music in general, because one, Bruno Mars is a person of color and he is a minority. His father, I believe, was Puerto Rican, and he has a bunch of other ethnicities on his father and mother's side. I'm forgetting them, but I think he's like part Hawaiian and I think part Filipino. Like, he has different stuff in him, so he is a person of color. So that kind of throws out the argument of him being a cultural appropriator in the first place, because you can't be a cultural appropriator if you are a person of color or a person who is in the minority whose culture is being appropriated. Like, you know, he's part of our culture, even though he's not like a black man. You know, he's still a person of color. He's still part of the, you know, the African diaspora in his own way, just for the fact that he's Puerto Rican. And two, Bruno Mars has shown us over the years that he's one of the most consistent, humble, dedicated, and just one of the most talented performers of our generation and artists of our generation. And he's always given credit to the people who came before him, and he's always given credit to the fact that he loves R&B and soul music and so many different genres, you know, that came from black people. He's always given respect to our, you know, to our people and to our culture. And he's used it to really put his own spin on it and just take it to the stratosphere. And I've always messed with Bruno Mars. So I you know, I'm never gonna support anybody that claims that he's a cultural appropriator. He's one of the people that is really, like, you know, responsible for all the bullshit in the music industry when it comes to that issue. Because Bruno Mars, I think, he's not the artist to pinpoint in this argument. He's definitely part of the argument because he you know, he touches the conversation, but he's not the person I'm going to look at to say you are the poster child for what's wrong with the cultural appropriation in the music industry. It's not like that at all. There's so many other artists that come before him that I will point out, and that I did point out in my video before, that I think we can talk about in terms of that argument before Bruno Mars. So y'all get off Bruno Mars, you know, get off his dick and let that man be great. I personally, like I said before, I don't think he should have won Record of Song of the Year at the Grammys, but that does not take away from the fact that I love Bruno Mars and that he's an amazing artist, and he is one of the he's one of the realest dudes who was never fully black to ever do R&B, and that's just the truth of the matter. So you can't ever get mad at the dude. And there's plenty of other artists who really could be at the center of that argument before Bruno Mars is. So y'all let Bruno Mars alone. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts about this issue, more in depth, especially when it comes to white privilege in particular, and just just colorism in general, go check out that video like I said before. All right, cool. Okay, y'all, so that was episode 3 of The Drop. Let me know what y'all thought about this video, and let me know what was your favorite topic, and just let me know what you thought about all the topics I was talking about in this video, guys. Let me know what you thought about Cardi B being pregnant and how that might affect her career. Let me know what you thought about the new Drake remix to Lemon, and let me know what you think about Drake and Kanye and a bunch of other artists probably being in Wyoming right now making Kanye's album. Let me know what you think about Rihanna and Snapchat, and let me know what you think about all the albums I was talking about, from PRhyme 2 to Wale's new EP, It's Complicated, to August Greene's debut self-titled album, to Logic's new album and mixtape. Let me know what you thought about all those releases, and let me know what you also thought about my opinion of Bruno Mars's whole, I guess, position in this cultural appropriation debate. Let me know what y'all thought about all those topics down in the comment section. All right, cool. Thank y'all. And if you haven't already, guys, like I always say, hit this video with a like. If you watch this whole video and you enjoy it, you might as well hit it with a like, share this video, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to your boy's channel, okay? Appreciate y'all. Thank you. And like I always say, guys, before I get out of here, please continue to live your best life, drink more water, stay woke, and if you're mad or sad, go listen to your favorite song, okay, to make you feel better. Go listen to your favorite song. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And this has been your boy Bright, the R&B Kid. And for now, I'm signing off, baby. Bye, y'all.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. Relax just a little bit. You don't gotta worry, you can just have fun.